4.41 earned run average, stands third best on the team. So McCullough up on the hill to face Rock Reggio, and the first pitch called by Jason Harstick today is outside for ball one. We are underway here from the Little Apple. A 12-9 win back on Friday for Oklahoma State, an 8-6 win yesterday. Backhanded by Goodwin at deep short, and this throw is on time to get Reggio. Mike Clark, your keys to victory for both teams.
Well, for Oklahoma State, stay patient at the plate. That just worked, and they've scored a lot of runs this weekend. And then pitching-wise, stay down. Kansas State has hurt them with the long ball. 5 home runs in the 2 ball games. For K-State, it's move the line, keep that offense going, quality at bats. And then for Connor McCullough, attack the zone. All of the K-State pitchers go in, get ahead, and attack it. Force Oklahoma State to swing the bats to beat them.
Mike, Pete Hughes, we just saw a shot of the Silver Fox over to the K-State dugout now with that beard. One thing he talked about afterwards, and looking back at yesterday's game, while you can live with it a little bit coming out of the loss. Oklahoma State just hit the ball around the yard. K-State didn't walk as many as they did on Friday. One thing he did mention, though, about Griffin Hassel was that while Griffin gave up some hits, he thought that was because he fell behind hitters. And Griffin Hassel, along with some of the guys that they've pitched in this series this weekend, are not guys that can live when they're behind in the count.
No, if you give good hitters like Oklahoma State has the opportunity to sit on pitches and look for certain pitches, they're going to be very successful.
Cowboys have had a good offensive weekend against Kansas State after struggling a little bit to begin the year in Big 12 play. Neither team has really ripped it as far as hitting, both around 250, but the Wildcats 5 home runs to the 2 for the Cowboys. Swing and a miss by Earhart. He will strike out. And a good start for McCullough. And there's the first 2. McCullough has a good fastball in the low 90s, but he's got this great curveball that just dives off the table.
And if he can establish the fastball, make that curveball that much more effective. Not a big strikeout pitcher, but because of his stuff and his control, he's able to get a few punch-outs.
High chopper to first. Phillips will wait to come to him. He'll take it to the bag. A quick 1-2-3 inning for McCullough in the first. Kansas State off and running in this one. They swing the bats for the first time when we return. The lineup today for fourth-year head coach Pete Hughes looks the same as it did yesterday. You've got the 2 Oklahoma State transfers in the lineup for the Wildcats, Dominic Johnson, Orlando Salinas. Johnson 2 hits in yesterday's game, 3 in the series. Phillips, of course, the magical day yesterday, set the all-time career home run record. He homered twice. He has 4 hits in the series and 7 official at-bats, all 4 for extra bases, a double 3 homers. Defensively for Oklahoma State, the same as they had yesterday. Thompson, Tranquil, Earhart in the outfield. Brown, Morrill, Reggio, Mendham, third to first. Bryce Osmond makes the start today for Oklahoma State. Numbers-wise, he has been the least effective starter for Oklahoma State on the mound, but a very good pitcher. Sits low 90s fastball with a 4-pitch mix. 5 starts, 5.18 ERA. He has walked 12 in 24 to third innings. Those 12 walks lead the team. 6'3", 190-pound sophomore out of Jenks, Oklahoma. Another one of those towns that has produced a ton of Big 12 baseball talent. So Osmond will face K-State for the first time. His last outing against the Jayhawks was a pretty good one. He did give 8 hits to Kansas at the Sunday start last weekend, but only allowed 2 runs in 5 innings and struck out 7 in an eventual Cowboy win and sweep. Oklahoma State, the only undefeated team in Big 12 play as they take on the Cats today. And they'll deliver a first pitch strike off the arm of Osmond to Dom Johnson. 2 hits last night for Dominic Johnson. And he is now 3 for 9 in the series with a double. His Big 12 leading 15th double of the season. Curveball at 82 miles an hour, fouled away. There's the line on Johnson and what he has done so far this season for K-State in his first year in a Wildcat uniform.
He's been a great table setter for the Wildcat offense.
Goes down and gets it and drops it into left field. We saw that yesterday on a breaking ball that Johnson went down and got it and just lifted into left field.
Atkinson wanted that pitch even farther out, and so a little bit of a mistake by Osmond getting a little bit too much of the plate. And Dom Johnson does what he does, get on base and start that offense.
Saw where he ranked in the Big 12 as far as hits. Comes into this game among the top 10 in the league. Picks up yet another. His 47th hit of the season, second in the conference behind Murphy Staley of Texas. So he's at first, a threat to run, and now Hughes. And a throw over to check on Johnson. The ball gets away. 4 hits in the series against his old team, 4 for 8. Dominic Johnson this weekend. Now Hughes, and a lot of options here with Dom Hughes, head coach's son, guy that is a great bunter, has shown a little bit of pop here as of late, and usually works a pretty good at bat. Hughes shows bunt, takes the strike, the throw down not in time, and swiping second is Dom Johnson.
And Chase Atkinson had a little trouble getting the ball out of the glove on the exchange, and that was more than enough for Dom Johnson to steal second base.
At first glance, when Atkinson came up and double pumped, you're like, is somebody not there at second? What's he waiting on? But I think you're right. I think he just lost the grip on it. So Johnson swipes his 7th stolen base. It is in scoring position with nobody out. Good start for K-State's offense. Long list of signs, and now Osmond wants them to go again. And a pitch clock warning given to Bryce Osmond. So if he gets another one, that would be a ball to the hitter. Hughes is bunting, and he bunted it right back to the pitcher. And Johnson is going to be out at second base. And K-State wants to review that.
Yeah, instantly went to the headphones as far as taking a look at it. The bunt was a line drive back. Yeah, I think he may have gotten in just in time.
Johnson's first move was the third, which is a mistake on the line out, no doubt. He afterwards thinking, why didn't Oklahoma State just pitch around the guy?
Well, they've stayed away from him pretty much. Made, the 2 mistakes that they've made inside, he's been able to put it over the right field fence. But
big cut here, comes up empty.
Change up away.
1-2. Osmond has had trouble with left-handed hitters this season who are hitting .360 against him. And Osmond, who holds teams to a .280 batting average on the season, it's some 50 points higher when runners are on base. That would tell you out of the stretch he is not as effective in commanding the strike zone. And a pitch count warning now results in another ball on Dylan Phillips. So that's the second time Osmond's been hit with a pitch clock, and a ball given to K-State. It's Dylan Phillips, so now it's 2-2. And a full count.
Up and away, they're not going to come into anything. Just mixing fastballs and changeups on the outside part of the plate.
The 3 homers that Phillips has hit this weekend, the first was the opposite way, going with a pitch on the outer half. Atkinson now does set up inside. Then a 3-2 is popped up right side, fighting a gray sky is the second baseman Riggio, and he'll make the grab for out number 2. Conditions today have the wind blowing back out. It was blowing in yesterday, but today 64 degrees as we start, and the south wind at 15 to 25 miles an hour, blowing straight out to left field. gusts of 25. So it's an offensive day towards the left side of the diamond. Leadoff base hit by Johnson, but a pop-up on a bunt after the stolen base has K-State's runner at second, now 2 outs. And it's up to Cole Johnson as he takes a breaking ball down.
It's a good take. Go up there looking for a fastball, get the slider. Did a good job getting the count in his way.
Cole Johnson has been K-State's best hitter with 2 outs this year, hitting at even .400. 9 of his 15 RBIs have come with 2 outs. And he's ahead 2-0. A lot of breaking balls here early from Bryce Osmond. The numbers this season for Johnson: .343 average, is second best on the team. And now 3-0. And he has yet to see a fastball.
Yep. No, good patience. Don't try to do something with a pitch that you can't do in the location that the pitch is thrown. So good patience.
Taking all the way, fastball down the middle, 3-1. Sellout crowd here yesterday. Looks like we're headed towards another full house again this afternoon. Kids running the bases after the game. 2,300 plus on hand yesterday. So Osmond comes back with 2 fastballs to get it to 3-2.
I think Cole Johnson wanted that one back. That was up in the zone and just missed it.
The payoff pitch. And we'll do it again.
Another fastball outside part of the plate. Oklahoma State's playing Johnson to pull. Shortstop Merrill's in the hole, third base. Outfield's playing pretty straight up though.
And deep in center and in left with the wind blowing out today. One more 3-2 pitch. Found away again.
That one was a little farther outside, but you just can't assume. 3-2 count. Did a good job fouling it off.
And ball 4 low. So Osmond will walk his first. Kingston gets 2 on. Good at bat by Cole Johnson. And that'll get Nick Goodwin to the plate. Shortstop for the Wildcats is K-State's leading hitter through 5 Big 12 games. He's hitting .438 in conference action, 7 for 16. He's riding a streak of 11 straight games reaching base, hitting .333 during that time. And his batting average has zipped up to, as you see there, .261 after a slow start. He's 3 for 7 in this series. One of those 3 hits, a double that drove in 2. That came with 2 outs in yesterday's game. Well, the freshman All-American last year for K-State will hit here with 2 on, and the Wildcats hopeful to get an early lead here in this game and maybe get some good vibes going. Trying to salvage the final game of a 3-game series. Oklahoma State looking for yet another sweep in this rivalry. First pitch is a strike. Cowboys come in having won 13 in a row against Kansas State, 19 of the last 20 and 29 of the last 33. And more oddly, they have won 14 straight games against the Wildcats here in the Little Apple, a stretch in which K-State has won multiple series, not just games, but series against other top 10 teams in the Big 12. For whatever reason, the Cowboys have had K-State's number. 0-2 to Goodwin.
Came in with the fastball. Goodwin just fouled it back. Just had a good look at it. Just couldn't square it up. A lot of room between first base and second base. Opportunity to get a pitch on the outside part of the plate. Take it out to right field.
Swing and a miss instead. Osmond gets his first strikeout. And playing a lot of first base right now because of an injury. Goodwin unable to handle that one at short. And that'll likely be an error on K-State shortstop.
Yeah, it's pretty routine ground ball. Had to go to his backhand, but just got handcuffed. Ball stayed down. Got ahead, fastball outside part of the plate, down, which is a key today, staying down.
Another chance for Goodwin. They'll have to hurry to get to second, and they just do get Mendham.
That was a really nice play. Now, Mendham on his slide looked like when he went down and his knee hit, it kind of stopped him a little bit rather than slide. You know, on turf, usually you have pretty good room to slide quite a ways, but.
One out now for Caden Trinkle, center fielder for the Cowboys. 2 for 7 with a home run that came in the Friday game. Trinkle hitting just .214 on the season and 2 for his last 18, but those 2 hits have come in this series. Bluff start by the runner, and McCullough falls behind 3-0. McCullough's last outing against TCU, he was not as sharp as he had been early in the year. Walked 4 in 4 2/3, gave up 4 runs, and he'll walk his first here.
This is where you get into danger with a good team like Oklahoma State, who moves runners, advances runners, does a good job of scoring with less than 2 outs. Have an error and a walk. Put 2 people on. Now it's up to McCullough to make good pitches. Ground ball here can get him out of the inning on a double play. He has to get back in the zone, making quality pitches here right away.
Marcus Brown earns his 2nd straight start. Gets a curveball for a strike. Brown started yesterday at third base, went 2 for 3 with a double and a triple. That had snapped a 2 for 18 skid. So 3 for 6 over 2 days in this series. Came in as a pinch hitter in the Friday game. And he'll swing over the top of a breaking ball and be down on the count 0-2.
2 real good breaking pitches back to back.
Comes with a fastball, misses low. McCullough left that start against TCU last week with a little bit of tightness in his back. That seems to be okay. Reaching for it, Brown fouls it off. Part of the reason why K-State may have pushed him back another day was just to give him an extra day rest. It also worked out that Griffin Hassel more of a contact pitcher, and with the wind blowing in, that probably sets up a little bit better. The veteran McCullough to navigate the lineup, understanding that the ball up has a chance to go out. Ground ball here towards second. This will be a difficult play. The tag, though, applied by Nikolov in this series. Instead, 5 strikeouts, which is a bit un-Josh Nikolov-like. But he just hasn't seemed to see the ball as well. And then yesterday was the victim of a couple of calls that went against him. A bigger zone yesterday, considerably, compared to today. It's the strike zone. That pitch is down, 2-2. So far, it's been a consistent but smaller zone from Jason Harstick.
Josh, when he's good, he's hitting the ball up the middle the other way and pulling off of some particularly breaking pitches.
There's one there, and he fouls it off. So 2-2. Nikolov, there was a good story written about him earlier this year that profiled his journey from Columbia, from one coast to the other. Grew up in California, went to the Ivy League, Columbia, to play, was an all-league pick there, but then Ivy League became the leader of shutting down baseball due to COVID. He did not play for 2 years and then landed here at K-State. He'll strike out on the fastball, back-to-back for Osmond, and strikeouts going back to last inning. So Nikolov trying to adjust into this level of baseball.
His fastball outside part of the plate. A little too close to call, but change that approach maybe. Trying to hit that pitch the other way. It was up a little bit. Good pitch to drive into right center field.
Orlando Salinas has 4 RBIs in his last 3 games as he hits 1 for 6 in the series. He drove in 2 in the Friday game, then helped K-State rally in that one. High breaking ball for a strike. See, Salinas not exactly thrilled with that call. Salinas, again, another Oklahoma State transfer. Played sparingly a year ago off the bench for the Cowboys. The pitch just missed, 2-1. He and Dom Johnson, both sophomore transfers.
Get the breaking pitch in again.
Osmond has thrown a lot of sliders to begin this game. Don't often see that from starting pitchers. Usually they try to establish the fastball, work out of that, but it's been the opposite for Osmond too. Fouled straight back.
Oklahoma State playing Salinas to pull in the infield. Anything down the third base line will be 2 or 3 bases.
Salinas checked his swing on one that hopped in, full count.
That didn't get to the dirt or the brown part of the turf. That bounced in the green.
One thing Osmond has not done a very good job of is managing his pitch count. Already at 35 pitches here. We're not even through one time through the batting order. And he walks Salinas. That's the second walk. So 2 walks, 2 strikeouts for Osmond. And K-State has another runner. Unable to take advantage of free base runners in the first after getting 2 on, 2 out. Now Justin Mitchell, the former Sooner. Mitchell is 0 for 6 in the series. No better time to break out than right here if you're K-State. As for the Cowboys, they seem to have this guy's number. Although Mitchell did line out a couple of times to right field in yesterday's game, and he'll take a fastball low. He more than anyone seemed to be a victim of the hard-hit baseballs that found gloves in yesterday's game. 4th on the team with a .294 average. See, a native of Platte City, Missouri, which is near Kansas City. He's off the breaking ball, and it's 2-0.
Really good take. He was ready to launch, saw that ball start in the middle of the zone and be able to lay off of it. Now looking for a better pitch to hit here.
Late on the fastball, 2-1. Osmond's fastball looks like it's a late pickup of it. It hides it well. I think would be the best way to describe that. Kind of explodes out of his arm, a little bit of run towards the right-handed batter. Seems to get on you very quickly. Two and two.
Just country hardball right there. Fastball pretty much down the middle, just pulling off of it just a little bit.
Selena. He'll take a breaking ball for a strike. Next pitch of the game will be number 40 for Bryce Osmond.
Osmond does take a lot of time in between pitches. He's already got the clock warning and also got a ball called on the clock going down. So
violation, yep. He's pushing it, no doubt, right up against it. Osmond's struggles have been with men on base this year. Again, opponents hitting .333 against him when runners are on base. K-State has had multiple runners in each of the first 2 innings. Culpepper thinking that might be more in the zone than it was, and it is 1-2.
I'm going to say that Osmond's thrown 45% slider right now. So
I would agree with you. I think if there was a breakdown of what actual pitch is being delivered, I think he has been way heavy slider. Fastball here, and Culpepper got on it, put it in the gap. Now Mitchell doesn't run great. He's running over to third, but because it is in between the fielders, they will send Mitchell, and he will score. Culpepper drives in Justin Mitchell, who has a wry grin as he comes back to the. Johnson, after the first pitch, hits one in the hole at short. On the run, Morrill, and he'll throw in time to get Johnson for the final out. So K-State done in the second, but they get the first run of the game thanks to Kalen Culpepper's RBI double. 1-0 K-State on Big 12 now. Wildcats grab the early lead in this final game of a 3-game series against 6th-ranked Oklahoma State. Connor McCullough pitching with a 1-0 advantage as he begins the third. 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up for Oklahoma State. McCullough just shy of 25 pitches. He has struck out 1, walked 1. And the help of a double play behind him. Cats have committed an error as well. Brian Smolder, Mike Clark, Catherine Benhart with us on the sidelines as well. We'll hear from Catherine coming up. A little bit more on Kalen Culpepper, who just delivered the RBI double to give K-State the lead.
Missed with 2 breaking pitches here, so McCullough trying to get back into having both pitches in the zone.
Shakes off a side and now delivers to Chase Atkinson, the catcher, who grounds it right to second. Nikoloff vacuums that up. And that's the first out of the third.
I'm going to guess that the fastball was put down and then he shook it just to have a little bit of doubt with the hitter. Atkinson, I'm sure, looking for a fastball in that count, but then just to give a little bit of doubt, go ahead and shake it off, go back to it. Mitchell knew what the pitch that Buck Taylor wanted, went back to the fastball and got the ground ball.
So you're saying that a pitcher might actually have some deception when he shakes off? It's not a legit shake off?
Absolutely. Absolutely. All part of the mind game.
That's right.
I mean, you can have your cards, you can have all that other stuff, but you still have the decision and work with them and show confidence. And part of the deal is having a catcher that you've worked with an awful lot, and so that you know what the pitch is going to be thrown now. And if he shakes it off, you can come back to him. So
Buck Taylor's title is pitching game coordinator, and part of the reason is he works with the catchers and the pitchers. 3-1 here is low ball 4, so not much of the lower half of the strike zone today for Jason Harstick, and that's the second walk for McCullough. One out runner for the top of the order. Seen a lot of small strike zones this year in the Big 12. It's been the talk around the conference.
kind of like the old Big 8 days. You used to go places and that thing would get like a tin can. And then they had Gorilla Ball besides that, where the
bats were different.
Bats were lit up and
ball was jumping all over the place. Second time through the order now for McCullough. Riggio grounded out to short his first time up. And takes a fastball for a strike. Preseason Big 12 Freshman of the Year, Rock Riggio. Number 65 overall recruit in the nation. 1 for 9, now 1 for 10 in the series. Runner goes and he'll foul it away. So Josh Holliday and company trying to spur on Riggio's bat, put a guy in motion, see if they could get something through the infield.
The pitch was up. Tough to get on top of that in a hit and run type situation. Made contact. It had been a good pitch to throw for the catcher, for Mitchell. So Riggio did a good job fouling it off.
Stays 0-2. 11th round pick of the Brewers out of the high school ranks, has been a member of Team USA and the USA Baseball National Team program since he was 14. Out of Simi Valley, California, Thousand Oaks High School. McCullough sends a throw over to first. Way outside. Just thinking as McCullough made that throw to first. McCullough had 2 pickoffs last year for K-State, but has had none this season. And in talking with Buck Taylor, the aforementioned pitching game coordinator for the Wildcats, he mentioned that McCullough has the best move to first only because he mixes it up quite a bit. It's very hard to nail down. Slide step here, and he gets the strikeout. His second.
Came with 90-mile-an-hour fastball at the knees, inside part of the plate. Just froze Rock Riggio.
So 2 outs. Earhart, who struck out his first time up. Two for 10 in the series is Earhart. One thing the Wildcats have done very well is limit the top of the order for Oklahoma State from really doing any damage. Riggio 1 for 11, Earhart 2 for 10 over 3 days. And yet you probably are at home wondering, well, how did Oklahoma State score 20 runs over 2 days? My goodness, that was a good pitch. Well, the answer to that question is in the keys to victory that was issued by Mike Clark, and that is clean innings. There were not many from K-State, defensively or on the mound by way of walks or hit batters. Give a good team that many free runners, eventually it will burn you. Phillips and Morrill having a conversation at first. Throw over, and that one Phillips had to rise up to get.
It was a balk. McCullough started, bring his glove up in a set position, and then stopped and then stepped off, and just a mental mistake there.
Second balk of the year by the Wildcats as a staff. The first by McCullough. And a runner in scoring position now, 2 outs. Can he work around it?
Now have to refocus.
Catch the plate with a breaking ball. It's 1-1. th pitch of this game for McCullough coming up. Oklahoma State trying to get a 2-out RBI to tie the game. Right back to the same spot. This one ruled a ball. 2-1. Goodness gracious.
Just a little bit outside, I guess.
Now 3-1.
Yeah. McCullough just overthrew that one, that fastball. Got the left-handed hitting Thompson on deck. So I think Earhart will probably get a pretty good pitch to hit here.
Drives it out to right. On the run is Hughes. He'll make the grab.
Side, score runs, put pressure on Oklahoma State. Keep Osmond's pitch count up and all of those things. Keep working it from an offensive perspective.
2-1. And a 3-1 count to Hughes. Trying to get on for Phillips.
Osmond has walked 2 batters and hit a batter so far in these first 2 innings, so
command has been a bit of an issue at times. This fastball hit out well towards left center, and on the run, Trankel will reach up and make the grab, showing off the speed to be able to chase down what could have been a trouble double.
The wind was taking the ball away from him, plus the slice on Hughes being a left-handed hitter. Almost underran it, and it is not easy playing out there in the outfield right now for either team.
Trankel had been over in the right center field gap, so that was a long way to go to get it. Phillips now the batter, and he'll take ball 1. Another example off the bat of Hughes of K-State hitting into a glove as opposed to finding a gap. That was the pitch that Phillips popped up on his last time up. Takes that one, 2-0. You would think with Phillips' performance that even though K-State has not won the series, that he'll get some consideration for player of the week. He'll drive this one deep towards center, but it'll stay in the park. Much easier play for Trankel this time. 2 outs.
He got the breaking pitch and just missed it. High routine fly ball out to center field. So
much better inning this inning from Osmond. Cole Johnson saw 8 pitches his first time up and earned a walk. Good bounce back inning here for Osmond after some traffic on the bases the first 2 innings. And on Johnson after the first pitch will fly that one out. So Bryce Osmond will get a 1-2-3 third 6-game homestand hosting the Creighton Blue Jays. Thompson flies one foul left side. Culpepper will give it a look, but it will be onto the berm.
not a lot of ground in foul territory here.
No, there is not.
Stadium.
That was one thing noticed at TCU when K-State was down in Fort Worth last weekend is the Horned Frogs have a stadium that has a ton of foul ground. Wonderfully thrown breaking ball for a strike there as Willie takes care of that foul ball for that young man. That is not the case here. Great pitch from McCullough trying to get that call, but credit to Jason Harstick. He has not called that at all today.
A great 1-2 pitch. get a lot of swings on that pitch.
Low fastball driven out towards left center. This could be trouble. Cole Johnson takes a peek at the wall, slams into it, and makes the grab.
Ball just kept drifting. Wind's blowing out that direction. Not as hard as it was Friday night, but still the ball carries really good to left field, left center field. And Cole Johnson did a great job. Caught it just before he hit the wall and long out.
Mendham after the first pitch, able to punch it to the left side as K-State had a shift on. And Mendham is on for the second time. Reached on an error his last time up, so he's at first base with one out. That's the first hit of the game for Oklahoma State.
He just took what was given to him, fastball tailing away, and just drove it to where the shortstop normally plays, but Kansas State had the shift on.
Nolan McLean grounded out his first time at the plate, a fielder's choice officially. McLean is 2 for 10 in the series, but his 2 hits have been doubles, and he'll swing through the fastball from McCullough. McLean pitched yesterday as well and was very ineffective for the first time this season. Allowed 3 runs in 2/3 of an inning. Fooled badly on the pitch down and in, and he's down 0-2.
He was looking for a breaking pitch, and looking at that location, the ball just kept coming into him, and awkward swing and strike 2.
McCullough does bury a breaking ball, but Mitchell knocks it down, keeps the runner at first.
Great job. Key with 1 out, keeping that runner out of scoring position.
Strike 3.
Yeah, McLean just never had a good swing in that whole at bat. Looked like he was fooled by most of the pitches, and nice cut fastball the other way, and big out after the first base hit of the ball game for the Cowboys.
Caden Trenkle walked on 4 pitches in his first at bat. He'll swing and miss at this one. It looked like the changeup from McCullough.
It did look like a changeup, but it was 90 miles an hour.
Right, so clearly wrong, but it certainly had movement away like that right there. Maybe that was the changeup. There we go. There we go.
But I thought it was a changeup too, and then I looked at the velocity. I'm going, oh.
Some tail side action on those pitches from McCullough, diving away from a hitter, trying to get out of this inning. Fans trying to get him some momentum. Trenkle lays off. McCullough has picked up the pace here, though, working quickly. Swing and a miss. Off struck out his first time up. He's been scuffling a bit. Not bunting, swinging, and he hits a hot shot to third. K-State breaks for third, and an easy play. Goodwin is out. And the head coach of the Wildcats, Pete Hughes, just stares off into the sun and into the sky in frustration on that play.
That's 3rd, 4th, maybe 5th time.
I think higher than that.
A ground ball in front, and when you're a base runner, you have to look around, see where everybody's located, and that's just not a good fundamental play when ground ball in front of you when you're the base runner at second base. You've got to stay there. You're in scoring position.
Well, now Goodwin replaced with Nikolov. The Cats at least keep a runner on, but only 1 out for Salinas. You can see Atkinson hedging on that throw back, thinking that might be a strike. A couple of those high breakers have been in, but that one ruled not above the plate by Jason Harstick. So ball 1 to Salinas. Fastball stayed up, 2-0. K-State has run themselves into a couple of outs on the bases, trying to build on this lead. And a 3-0 count to Salinas.
Osman has walked 2 batters and hit a batter. Salinas will be taking here.
Does 3-1.
Probably looking for that same pitch.
K-State, who's had a runner picked off today. Nikolov playing tight to the bag.
Got a good cut on that. Fastball, belt high. Just fouled it straight back. Just missed it. 3-2. See if Nikolov is going on the pitch, trying to stay out of the double play.
Same thought by Oklahoma State. Again, Osman, who has 2 pickoffs this year, pretty good move to first. And more than anything, he's just very accurate with his throw. There goes the run. The pitch. K-State could have had the runners second and third. Low, 1-1. Pivotal point here early in this game. K-State with a 1-0 lead, but looking for more. Way outside.
Should get a good pitch to hit. Osman's been all over the place.
Mitchell hits it well towards left center field. The wind will carry it, but not enough. Trenkel will make the grab. Everybody tags. Salinas opts to return to first. Nikolov gets to third. So Mitchell at least advances 1 runner. But with 2 outs, K-State will turn to freshman Kalen Culpepper, who doubled in a run with 2 outs in the second to try and get on the board again.
Yeah, Mitchell just missed that one. Got it up in the air a little bit too much. Had a good swing on it.
Wind not quite strong enough today to carry those pop-ups out of the ballpark.
Cat's looking for another 2-out RBI.
Culpepper doubled down the line on a 1-2 pitch. This time he'll swing and pop up a breaking ball. And deals with the bottom third of the Cowboy lineup in the 5th. Under 60 pitches for McCullough through the first 4. And he delivers a strike to Marcus Brown, who hit it into an inning-ending double play in the second. A good breaking ball has Brown fooled.
And he was actually trying to go the other way with it, and pitch was in such a good location, breaking down under his bat, that raced one in the other batter's box, but trying to set up the next pitch.
Got him. 3 straight strikeouts from McCullough dating back to last inning.
Went back to the breaking pitch, executed it well, made it look like a strike, and then breaks out of the zone. Good start for McCullough here in the 5th inning.
Strike 1 to Chase Atkinson, the catcher, who grounded out. Don't often see pitchers duels at the Sunday affairs of conference series. Usually it's the more offensive day of the group. Atkinson off the end of the bat, able to single to center field. The second hit of the day for the Cowboys.
At the breaking pitch and did a nice job hitting through the ball, serving it into center field. It's a good location. Just a good job, better job by the hitter, Atkinson. McCullough's done a good job pitching with traffic. Only had one, 2, 3 innings so far. Been able to make good pitches with runners on.
We talked about earlier Osmond having a batting average against him that was pretty high when guys are on base. That's not the case for McCullough. His batting average against with guys on base is pretty low. It's like in the 180s coming into play today. So a guy that's actually been better with guys on base than he has been from the windup. Two and one to Morrill, who walked. Eventually got to second, but was stranded. That was in the 3rd.
See if Oklahoma State starts the runner here. Two one, good action count. Lower part of the order, try to create a little offense. Getting a hole for the hitter to hit through.
Fouled away. Runner was not going. A fastball down the middle. Fouled off. Trying to see if he would go chase that one.
Another good job by Mitchell keeping the ball in front. With McCullough's breaking pitch, how effective it is, it's critical you have a catcher that'll be able to block it when it does go in the dirt, keep it in front of him.
Pickoff play to second to see if indeed some action was on. Ground ball up the middle. I think it caught the umpire.
Did hit the umpire on the.
I'm going to send everybody back.
Yeah, well, the runner will be at first base with a base hit.
Could easily have been a double play if it had not hit Michael Banks. Nikolov was in the vicinity, and I think he was. It had been close, but.
At least keep it in the infield. I think he had a play. Reggio runs really well, so a bit tough to maybe turn to, but.
So it's kind of a break for K-State and a bad break for Oklahoma State, as that would have surely been a run. Instead, the bases are loaded with one out for Earhart in case they could still get out of the inning if they could get a double play. A breaking ball for strike one. By far the best opportunity that Oklahoma State has had in the game against McCullough.
Goes trying to get a ground ball, get Earhart into hitting a pitch down in the zone on the ground or a breaking pitch. Earhart probably have something pretty good to hit here. Don't want to go 3-1.
But he did. Nowhere to put Earhart. Oklahoma State had 4 walks with the bases loaded in the game on Friday. Would they be able to get another one here? Yes. Oklahoma State has tied the game on a bases loaded walk from McCullough. And leading hitter for the Cowboys, Jake Thompson, coming up.
Very uncharacteristic for Connor McCullough, because he is a competitor. Just has lost his touch here just a little bit.
Thompson, after the first pitch, fouls it away. State hoping for a strikeout, pop out, or a ground ball right at somebody. Tied at 1. Cowboys playing a little come from behind baseball. Trying to sweep the series. Good Brent Bender, but just out of the zone, according to Jason Harstick. 1-1.
And inside, he's really struggling with all of his pitches right now, command-wise.
The 2 in this at bat have not missed by much. That's a strike there. 2-2. Fans trying to help out McCullough. Two ground ball up the middle, flip to second for 1. Goodwin's throw in time, the double play. Bullpen of the Cowboys of getting back into games. First pitch swinging, Dom Johnson puts one left side, but a little popper will be called and caught in fair ground by Morrill behind third base. 1 pitch, 1 out to start the 5th.
That fastball right inside part jammed Johnson and just able to flip it behind third base. So 1 pitch, 1 out.
Dom Hughes was a pinch hitter against Fans Soccer in the game on Friday and grounded out to shortstop. Takes the ball away. Spoiled foul by Hughes, trying to go the other way. There is a chance of some sprinkles today. Some rain this afternoon.
Gotten kind of dark here at the ballpark.
Lights are on. Suddenly got dark.
Some showers north and west of us. Don't know if they're going to hit here, but they've definitely affected the amount of sunlight we're getting.
1-2 to Hughes. Dom is 0 for 2 today. Hit the ball well his last time up. Drove it to the left center field gap. A long run by Caden Trinkle. Just got there in time as he stretched up and grabbed it. Slap it the other way. Hughes just stays alive.
The way Oklahoma State's playing, if they're going to pitch him away, third baseman's at the shortstop position, and the shortstop is right behind second base, so plenty of room on that left side.
Let's look at the defenders. Two and two.
Dom's doing a good job getting pitches, looking at pitches. Dom Johnson went out on the first pitch, made an out. Now 5 pitches, 6th pitch of this at bat.
Ground ball right back to Fanstalker. Fanstalker will throw him out.
Blowing in from left.
Fanstalker really staying away from Phillips. No reason with 2 outs to be aggressive here with him.
I'm sure they don't want him to beat them. They be very careful with Phillips.
And he takes the walk. An unintentional, intentional walk there, you would think. And that'll bring up Cole Johnson.
Yep. Run that the Cats scored in the second inning was with 2 outs. Everything started with a walk, 2-out walk.
Johnson, high chopper to third. Sometimes those turf bounces like that can turn out to be a hit if they get over the infield, but that one was just fouled.
Johnson wanted to lay down a bunt. The third base side, third baseman is deep.
With his speed, he certainly would have a chance to beat that out.
No question.
King State takes off with Phillips, and he'll swipe second.
Phillips had great jump, fastball, pitch. So Atkinson had a good pitch to throw on. Just too good a jump by Dylan Phillips. One and two, fastball out of the zone. See if Cole Johnson would chase it. Deep as the outfield is playing, Phillips should score on a base hit.
He has much better speed than you would think for the all-time home run leader at K-State. Paul came back inside. Johnson puts it down the left field corner. Phillips will score. Cole Johnson to second. Another 2-out RBI for Cole Johnson.
Johnson got the fastball inside part, turned on it, drove it down the left field line, and that 2-out walk comes, and that's what Kansas State needs to have happen. If you're going to pitch around Dylan Phillips, you need the people behind him getting base hits and making the team pay for those walks. Runner at second base still with 2 outs.
Nick Goodwin doubled his last time up. Oh my. Goodwin tied up on one inside, but held up. 1-1.
He was looking breaking pitch, and that ball just kept coming in. A lot of space on the right side if Nick decides to go the opposite direction.
It's popped up foul out of play, 1-2. So Fansoccer a strike away from getting out of the inning. State, though, has taken the lead back in this final game of the 3-game set. Nearly hit him. Goodwin walked against Fansoccer in the game on Friday night. The game in which Nick had 2 walks, 2 hits. And he's trying to get the count full here. He does. And while Johnson won't be off with a pitch, certainly will be ready to go with anything in play.
Yeah, base hit should score him easily.
Johnson has tremendous speed.
He's getting a pretty good jump there at second base. You don't want to make the last out at third, but he is getting really big jump.
Who's been a .326 hitter at home. That's 70 points above his average. Ground ball right side, stabbed by Riggio. Got him at first. Right in place. Brian Smolder, Mike Clark, Catherine Benhart with this down on the side. I appreciate the hairstyle shots like that from our crew. Someone who does not have a whole lot of hair. This ball squared up pretty well into the gap in left center field. Orlando Cole Johnson over to get it, gets it back in. David Mendham has 2 hits today and leads off the 6th inning with a double.
Fastball up in the zone. Got a little bit too much of the middle of the plate, and Mendham was able to drive it left center field and start the 2nd inning off with a double.
McCullough sitting just shy of 85 pitches now. He'll deal with McLean, who's 0 for 2, including a strikeout. And a fastball inside for ball 1. What about it, Catherine? Would you ever go with a mohawk like that? A little bit different hairstyle. I'm sure that would go over well when you hit to Baltimore.
I think that'd be fun, something exciting. I'd love to see you with a mohawk. I think I think it'd be good. A good look for you.
No.
No,
There was once upon a time that we used to do these ESPY-like award shows here at K-State that myself and Wyatt Thompson would host. And one year we We made fun of the fact that I didn't have any hair, but I came out wearing wigs every time. So we had a mullet wig and we had like a caveman-esque type wig. I don't think we ever had a mohawk wig, though, as part of that group.
I thought you were going to say Wyatt had a...
No. Wyatt was not as enthused about putting on the wigs. He played the straight man. Playing off his own foot. Stays 1-2. Catherine, while we have you, what's the weather like? We talked about it changing. Do you see any precipitation falling? Does it feel like it's going to rain out there?
Well, it hasn't started raining yet, but I got my trash bags again for my sneakers just in case. it's cooled off, but I got the trash bags and I'll put them on real quick if I see one drop of rain.
Got to protect the kicks. Priorities.
Following off good fastball, outer part of the plate.
Tying run at second, nobody out. McCullough being given a lot of latitude here. K-State has begun action in their bullpen. And that is Blake Adams, who threw in the Friday game for K-State and really struggled in his first relief outing of the year, but had been the Friday night starter. Oh, he gets a swing and a miss, though. McLean, that's the second time McLean has struck out against McCullough.
Really nice cut fastball. He was cutting away from the right-handed hitter. Nice pitch. And a big pitch. Oklahoma State's really good at moving runners, particularly when they get in scoring position, and getting that strikeout was key, keeping Oklahoma State off the board.
Trinkle has struck out and walked against McCullough, his third look at the starter, and he'll get a strike on the outer half. One thing that Pete Hughes has mentioned about Connor McCullough is that he is much like Jordan Wicks, a bulldog on the mound. Even though he doesn't show it, he is a very competitive pitcher for the Wildcats. And you know that with the struggles that K-State has had on the mound a couple of times this weekend, he wanted the ball and wanted to go long into this game.
I think Kansas State would love for him to be able to get through this inning without a run scored and then give Blake Adams a clean inning probably in the 7th inning.
Into the hands of Trinkle, it's 1-2.
Has mixed things very well with the breaking pitch and the fastball. See what Buck Taylor has in store for this one.
A chopper towards short. This will advance the runner. Goodwin is unable to get the throw in time as Trinkle gets the turf bounce and is able to beat it out.
That's one of those where you have to know the hitter, and when you see that big hop, you got to come and get it. Got a very good runner, sitting back.
Yeah, could not wait for that second bounce, is what you're saying.
No, that second bounce, he was going to be safe. And it may be a short hop. It may be a tough play, but that's the play you have to have in order to get the out.
So now runners at the corners, only one out. Tying run at third base for the Cowboys. Marcus Brown 0 for 2 with a strikeout against McCullough. Didn't oblige K-State by hitting into an inning-ending double play in the second. Cats will hope for that again. They've turned 2 double plays today behind McCullough. 5 hits now for the Cowboys. Brown showed bunt after the pickoff moved to first, so probably not bunting, but trying to deke the K-State defense. Culpepper is in a bit at third. Very good pitch, but a ball. 1-1.
You know, we're a little off here in the booth, but for left-handed hitters, it looks like umpires having a really inconsistent time on that outside corner. That one looked really good.
Line drive to right. Hughes comes in, makes the grab. He's got a good arm. Here comes the throw to the plate. So the Cowboys have tied it up again. On their 6th base hit against McCullough. Ground ball to third. Culpepper should take care of this, and that is the inning. Cowboys, though, do get one run on a couple of hits after the leadoff double and have tied the game. All tied at 2 as we go to the bottom of the 6th on this final game of the 3-game series between K-State and number 6 Oklahoma State, the second of 4 top 20 opponents for the Wildcats to open up in Big 12 play. They'll have 3 straight top 10 opponents, starting with the 6th-ranked Cowboys to open up Big 12 play starting this week. Next week at number 7 Texas Tech, and then 8th-ranked Texas here the weekend after that. Toughest schedule ever in the history of the Big 12. To try to navigate through it. They have lost their first 5, but a chance to try and salvage the final game of this series today. But some work to do as Salinas will lead it off. Bottom third of the order, due up against Roman Fansoccer, who saw 6 batters in the 5th inning. High chopper here towards second. Riggio made a absolutely terrific defensive play to end that last half inning, and he gets a much easier one here to start the 6th.
The catcher just kept the ball away. Got Salinas to roll over on it and made a pitch, and the hitter hit it into the defense.
Mitchell did not face Fansoccer in the game back on Friday. He was pinch hit for, so his first look at the reliever. And the first pitch hit right towards Riggio again. Busy guy. The ball kind of ate him up, but he stayed on it. 3 pitches, 2 outs. K-State quickly 2 retired here in the 6th.
Need to get another 2-out rally going here. Both times they scored were 2 outs, nobody on, and were able to manufacture a couple of runs.
Kalen Culpepper with an RBI double back of the 2nd, popped out in the 4th. He'll take one for a strike here. Culpepper against Fansoccer, grounded out to second base. And his only at bat against the reliever in Friday's game. Way outside here. Culpepper now is 2 for 10 in the series, but both hits have been doubles. Number 2 rated shortstop in the state of Tennessee in the prep ranks. Now the starting third baseman for K-State. Just missed, 2-1. Atkinson tried to bring that in, but Jason Harstick was not to be fooled.
Kansas State recruits a lot of shortstops, and shortstop's usually your best defensive position player coming out of high school, and very good strategy. A lot of universities do that.
2 shortstop coming in, filling it on the run. Morrill. 3 ground balls for Fansoccer, and the Wildcats are done in the 6th in order. Still tied at 2, going to the 7th. All tied at 2 as we go to the 7th inning. Final 3 innings doing up for the Wildcats and the Cowboys. You're on Big 12 Now on ESPN+. Brian Smoller, Mike Clark, Catherine Benhart with you, and a new pitcher for the Wildcats. That is Blake Adams, who threw the Friday game for K-State. Was the Friday night starter for the Wildcats the first few weeks of the season, but K-State tried to change up their bullpen success, opted to move Adams to the bullpen, and have him pitch twice on a weekend. And we talked about it in Friday's game. Best laid plans. It sounded like a great idea on paper after Corsentino started Friday and was great through the first 5 innings of the game. However, Adams came in with runners on and just had no command of the strike zone, and uncharacteristically in a third of an inning walked 4 of the 6 that he faced and ended up being tagged for a couple of unearned runs. So it's a chance at redemption for Adams as he gets a clean inning here in the 7th. First pitch, a checker right to first base, and then out to Houston for off the bat of Houston Morrill. That's a good start for Adams.
Well, the strategy can still work. Blake Adams comes out here and throws up zeros and helps Kansas State get the win. Didn't work Friday night, but you do have him for 2 games, and that's what they wanted to do. And so just because, you know, it obviously didn't work Friday, but still have an opportunity of having it work today.
Adams has good stuff. A transfer from Arkansas. 91, 94 mile per hour fastball. He throws a cutter and has a curveball. That is popped up off the bat of Riggio. He'll carry out to Dom Johnson in left. And he'll make the grab for out number 2. So 3 pitches, and Adam has 2 outs.
Much better than Friday.
Indeed.
But, you know, Friday doesn't have anything to do with what's going on today. So Pete Hughes and Buck Taylor got him a clean inning coming in here, 2-2 ball game. Pitch from the windup right off the bat, and we're going to see Oklahoma State take a little bit of time after Adams got the first hitters out with 3 pitches.
This is a Oklahoma State staple of little gamemanship here. Justin Seeley at third base, first-year hitting coach.
Giving the pitcher a little time in the dugout to rest a little bit, catch his breath.
Earhart takes one inside. Earhart 0 for 2, but did walk with the bases loaded in the 5th against McCullough.
Slider just didn't get back into the zone.
That's the fastball called there, 1-1. So a right-handed batter, that seems to be a spot that gets called a strike. Left-handed batter, it does not. Two and 1.
Breaking pitch, having a little trouble getting it over to the outside part of the plate.
More top to bottom than side to side. Adams shakes off the sign. Comes back with a fastball and gets a late strike call, 2-2. It's one of the rare low strikes called today by Harstick, and that did not please Earhart. Strike 3 call. His 3rd inning of work. But a well-rested Cowboy bullpen behind him.
Fensacher with 2 fastballs inside. Both of them, not sure either one of them was in the strike zone, but got a swing on the second one.
4 for 12 series for Johnson against his former team. One and 2. Johnson singled and stole a base in the 1st. His team leading 7th stolen base. He is looking for his Big 12 leading 18th multi-hit game of the season. Two and 2.
Friday night, they were able to get Dom Johnson on high fastballs, get 2 strikes, and then he'd chase out of the zone. A lot better discipline since then.
Fouled straight back. This is the third at bat for Johnson against Fan Soccer. He grounded out against him on Friday to shortstop. What a year it's been for Johnson so far. The opening of his K-State career. Mentioned all the multi-hit games. Had a 4-hit game against Morehead State back on March 18th. Swings through the fastball here and strikes out. Took a tremendous catch up against the right field wall by Earhart to keep Heinrich from a hit. He'll take a fastball for strike one at 92 miles an hour from the big lefty. That one upstairs. Looks like a breaking ball that did not break.
Did not get around it at all.
.90-92 of the fastball, slider changeup combo for Ure. Puts that one down too low, and Heinrich ahead 2-1. Heinrich is .318 on the season with the 3 home runs. He has hit one of the homers as a pinch hitter, as I mentioned before. Also had a double as a pinch hitter. And he'll drive this one to the gap in left center field. On the run, sliding feet, first catch is made by Thompson. The best fielding team in the nation has flashed the leather again. 2 outs.
First baseman, Dylan.
I thought that had a chance to get down, but Thompson did a tremendous job coming in. Great catch and good defense. And Oklahoma State, with just 1 error this whole 3-game series, has really flashed the leather at the Wildcats.
Now Phillips, and the pitch high for ball 1. Phillips has walked today, stolen a base and scored. He is otherwise hitless, 0 for 2. And he's ahead 2-0.
Again, that outside corner with a left-handed hitter just is not getting called much.
Well, Phillips started, wanted to hold up. Pitch was up, 2-1. Despite his 0 for 2 day, Phillips is 4 for 9 in the series and has scored 7 runs. He has hit 3 homers and walked 3 times. Two and two.
Now got that one, so. Again, there's only one player in the infield on the left side, so Dylan Phillips wants to slap one the other way. With them going outside, it's there.
Trying to go the other way, fouled it off.
Actually came inside. That location is nowhere near where Atkinson wanted it.
Phillips trying to continue the inning, give K-State a shot here as they try to get the lead back. They led 1-0 and 2-1. Did not get the call that time, 3-2.
Pitch was outside. See, Atkinson tried to pull it back in, but definitely outside.
Does Phillips have more heroics in him? Ball 4, another walk. 4th walk this weekend against the Cowboys for Phillips, and he's on as a threat to run with 2 outs. Here in the 7th for Cole Johnson. So Ure got the 2 left-handers, and with the righty Johnson coming up, back to the bullpen we may go. Baden Root, RBI double his last time up. Sidearm throw to first, check on Phillips. Dylan stole a base his last time over at first base. Now has 3 on the year. Johnson 3 for 9 in the series. That high pitch is lathered into the gap in left center field. It is down. Phillips runs well. He'll be sent around third. Here he comes. No throw. And K-State has taken the lead on the double by Cole Johnson.
Just what the doctor ordered. If you're going to walk, pitch around Dylan Phillips, you have to have Cole Johnson step up, and back-to-back doubles. Same situation. Gave the Wildcats a 2-1 lead in the 5th inning. Same situation. They walk Phillips with 2 outs. Cole Johnson doubles, gives the Cats the lead 3-2.
Now Goodwin to face Root. Goodwin struck out on 3 pitches against Root yesterday. Goodwin today, though, has doubled and walked 1 out of 2. And he'll take a pitch up for ball 1. The Wildcats have taken the lead again. It's their 3rd 1-run lead in today's game. And greedy for more. Johnson with good speed out at second base. In this same scenario, Goodwin walked in the 5th. And he's ahead 2-0. Like Phillips, Goodwin's starting to come around, and largely because of walks. He has walked now 9 times in the last 11 games. 3 of them have been in this series. Pickoff play to second. Johnson near the bag. Cats have run themselves into an out twice already today and have had a man picked off. Goodwin flies one deep towards right center field. Back is Earhart at the wall. It is gone! In the Little Apple, dating back to 2010. Nikolov, after 2 pitches, is down 0-2.
2 fastballs are keeping the ball away from Nikolov.
Last year, K-State had 6 wins against top 5 opponents. Oklahoma State, they would be another notch in the belt for Pete Hughes' program if they should pick off this win. While not a top 5 opponent by the rankings we use, Oklahoma State is number 2 in one of the polls. Fastball out of the zone from Davis, 1-2. Cowboys came into this weekend as the best pitching staff of the Big 12, but the Wildcats have touched them up for 20 runs over 3 days. And now 6 home runs. One-two, grounded towards second. Riggio scoops it up, throws out Nick. Oklahoma, suburb of Oklahoma City. It's between Norman and Oklahoma City, right in between there. 1-1. So he'll be in right field defensively for K-State. Jake Thompson, leading hitter for the Cowboys, is 0 for 3. Hit into an inning-ending double play in the 5th. And he's down 1-2.
And Adams has been able to get the breaking pitch over. It sets up his fastball.
Ground ball in the hole at third. Culpepper cuts off. Goodwin spins and fires and gets his man.
Now, he made that look easy. That was not easy. That is a great play. And really needed, Kansas State needed him to cut it off because it was going to be a real tough play for Nick Goodwin. Does it, pirouettes, and then throws a strike to first base. That's some big-time stuff.
Culpepper has shown an elite Power 5 defensive glove at third base. Mendham has 2 hits today. His first look at Adams, at least today in this game. Mendham walked against Adam in the game back on Friday. Two and 0.
When you have defense like that, you want to throw strikes.
Ground ball up the middle is a hit.
Was able to sit on the fastball, head in the count. Adams was able to get the ground ball, but right back through the middle.
That's 2 3-hit games for Mendham now here in the last 4 games. He had 3 hits on Tuesday against the rival Sooners. So Mendham in relief, really, of starting first baseman to begin the year, Griffin Dorshing, the slugger from Northern Kentucky. They're starting to heat up. And Adams gets strike 1 to Nolan McLean. He's had a tough day today, 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. McLean reached on an error on a ground ball to short against Adams in the game on Friday. Another good one, but just outside. 1-1.
One count. K-State's looking for a ground ball at an infielder here.
Good pitch.
Breaking pitch, the knees. Pitch, even if McLean swings at it, maybe a rollover, possibility for a double play.
Swing and a miss. McLean strikes out for the 3rd time.
Came back with the fastball, great location. Down and away. K-State wants to keep that tying run in the on-deck circle or in the bench, or on the bench, so big strikeout.
Caden Trinkle has walked and had an infield single to shortstop. Just outside, and it's 2-0 to Trinkle.
Change up. Just miss that outside corner. Need a little bit more of that corner with that left-handed hitter up there, it looks like.
Line towards center field, but right at Cole John. Bottom third due up for K-State here in the 8th against Cale Davis, who got the final out of the 7th. And will stay in to face Salinas, Mitchell, and Culpepper. Salinas has walked twice today, but also grounded out. It's the 2nd time this year that Salinas has walked twice. The only blemish for Salinas was the pickoff back in the 2nd inning. Close play at first, but it was challenged by K-State, but he was indeed out. Critical play because the next batter was hit by the pitch, and then Culpepper doubled to get K-State their first run. It could have been 2. Salinas rips one down the right field line. Is it fair? And a good sign for K-State as he tries to heat back up again. Now Justin Mitchell drives one deep to left. Back to back for K-State.
Mitchell got a fastball inside part and drove it. Davis has come in and he's given up some pretty good shots. That's a 3rd home run he's given up here in 1/3 of an inning or 2/3 of an inning. So
3 homers in the last 4 at bats for K-State at the plate. And a couple of no-doubters off of Davis, who had been lights out this year for Oklahoma State, and the Wildcat bats starting to tee off now. Culpepper, who has a double and 3 at-bats. We'll get his first look at Davis. And the Batcats are starting to flex their muscle a little bit and show that offensive slugging that they displayed last year when they led the Big 12 in home runs. Three today for the Wildcats, 8 in the series against this Cowboy pitching staff, which led the Big 12 in ERA coming in and playing one of the nation's toughest schedules. Three 0 to Davis. Nobody out still in this inning.
Cats doing a good job of adding on to the 5-3 lead or 5-2 lead. And, you know, you don't want it. You want as many runs as possible in baseball because you're going to have to get 27 outs. Those last 3 outs sometimes can be the toughest.
Wildcats have scored 5 unanswered runs against this vaunted bullpen of Oklahoma State. And Culpepper will earn a walk. And that'll get Dom Johnson another chance against his former team. He's 1 for 4. Just saw his best friend Orlando Salinas go deep. And he'll try his best to add another multi-hit game to the ledger, facing Davis for the first time. 8 hits now for the Wildcats, and another bevy of extra bases for K-State, who came in second in the nation in doubles. Johnson takes a strike. Of K-State's 8 hits today, 7 have been extra bases, 4 doubles, 3 homers.
Well, this is the first inning they've scored with not, I mean, it's always been 2 outs, and
that's right.
Put an inning together and doing it on the front end of it here.
Been a lot of 2-out RBIs this weekend for K-State. They have upped that percentage of their total runs driven in. 33% now of their runs have come with 2-out RBIs. That had been a percentage that had been a lot lower earlier in the year. So K-State's starting to put that up. Above 30% is about normal. 30%, 33% is normal as the average you want it to be. The 1-1. Johnson fooled. 1-2.
Johnson needs to refocus. Do a better job with 2 strikes here.
Pick off play to first. Culpepper back. Double barrel action for Oklahoma State in their bullpen, just in case Davis does not get Johnson. Lefty and a righty. The lefty is Marshall, or Marsh, I should say. The righty is Bogus, who we saw the other day. 2-2. Rounder to second, or to short. They will get 1, and that's it. Johnson on the fielder's choice will be at first base. Culpepper is out for the first out of the inning.
Right fielder Cameron Usselton.
And that'll bring up Cameron Usselton for his first at bat in Big 12 play. He came in defensively for the Wildcats. Usselton has played sparingly, but he is 1 for 2. Hit a pinch hit 3-run homer earlier this year against Morehead State. And they'll check on Johnson, who has a stolen base in today's game, and 7 on the year. Last year, Usselton hit .228, did have a homer and 10 RBIs, but had an on-base percentage of .355. Really found a way to work good at bats. Number 3 outfielder in the state of Oklahoma out of the prep. ranks, Westmore High School. Ball skips in. Johnson holds at first. Usselton can play all three outfield positions. Started a bunch of games in center a season ago.
Still only one out, so Wildcats have an opportunity to continue to put that number up a little higher.
Oklahoma State convinced that Johnson is on the run. Two stolen bases today for K-State, for a team that does not run a lot. 19 on the year. There goes Johnson. Fastball is up. The throw down to second is in time. That's a great, accurate throw by Atkinson for out number 2.
Really was. Johnson slid right into the tag. It was just a matter whether Reggio was going to hold on to the ball, because they got there at about the same time.
Oklahoma State guessing right. Johnson was going to try and grab another bag. High fastball. Look at that throw. Accurate. Boy, man, on the money.
Yep. Just a matter of whether he could hold on to it.
So Usselton down with nobody on. An outside strike against him. It's 1-2. In the top of the 9th, the Cowboys will have the bottom third of the order due up, likely against Blake Adams, who will try and finish this one out and earn the win. And K-State trying to get their first conference win of the season against this incredibly difficult gauntlet to open up the year. Usselton fouls that one back. Need to ask Usselton about 43. He has chosen that number since he arrived on campus. Of course, 43 here at K-State holds a special place in all Wildcat fans' hearts, not for baseball, but for football. So I'll have to ask Usselton if he has any specific reason for picking that number. It's an unusual number in baseball. You don't normally see guys walking around with that number. 2-2.
Baseball players are superstitious about numbers here.
It could be a case where he wanted 7, didn't get it, so I take 43 because it adds up to 7.
Yeah,
who knows, right?
Also, and then, you know, they had it in high school or the year in the pros that the new rookie will come in and want that number, and the veteran, you know, will sell it to him for whatever amount of money.
As we go, Griffin Dorshing, who had been the starting first baseman to begin the year, the Northern Kentucky slugger. You can see the way this guy is built. He is a tank at home plate. 6'4", 255 pounds. Hitting .421 on the year, but rounding second on a play early in the season, he felt what he said he thought was a cleat that broke on his shoe. He said they came back to the dugout and said, I think I broke a cleat on my foot, on the shoe. And they went and looked. No. Turns out he broke a bone in his foot. So he has been out 22 games, 34 days coming into play today, but was green-lighted to be a pinch hitter this weekend. And he is in there at the moment to face Adams in his first appearance of the weekend.
They definitely want this bat to get healthy and get back into the batting order. So getting him that bat here.
47 career home runs at Northern Kentucky in his 4 years. But he will strike out against Adams on high gas to open up the 9th.
The fastball above the bat. And he was not able to catch up. Great 2-2 pitch. Challenge.
here at Toyton Family Stadium. The ones that have stayed to the end will be on their feet. As the Cats look to upset number 6 Oklahoma State. Morrill has walked twice. He is hitless on the day. He grounded out to first base against Adams in the 7th.
Adams starts him off with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball on the outside part of the plate.
This is Garrett Martin, who's pinch hitting, and he's down quickly 0-2. Fouls it back. Adams wasting no time, going right after Martin, who hasn't played this weekend. The junior transfer from McLennan Junior College, where he won a national title, was teammates with Landry Weidman. Can he check his swing in time? He did. 1-2. This will not be a save for Adams, but he will get the win in relief, and a much better outing for him today than it was on Friday.
Just a little bit outside.
Okay.
Right down the pipe.
Phillips well off the bag, flips to Adams. K-State takes down another.